So, hi, Carlo. Thank you for coming to an video interview with me, and I'm looking forward to hearing about your experience in Asian studies. So, first of all, I would like you to tell us your name, your major, which is kind of unusual, right? And your expected date of graduation.
So I'm Carlo Tuason. I'm a double major in music performance and international affairs. And expected date of graduation should be spring 2018. Yeah.
And can you tell us again where Asian studies fits in?
Yeah, so I took Asian studies. I mean, of course, I've always had like a very heavy interest in Asian studies. I've taken a few different courses, but more on the political side for my international affairs degree. However, because I wanted to write heavily into and do research on visual culture, I took the Asian Studies senior thesis to be able to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're taking my class right now also. Yeah. Okay. So let me ask you this. So what prompted you to combine these three very different disciplines, international affairs, violin, right, at CCM, and Asian studies? How did this come about, this really interesting combination?
I think a lot of it is, I think obviously as any person does, I have just a very varied interest. But that being said, I think a lot of it also, at least especially when it comes to Asian studies, is a lot of, there's a certain element of identity and exploration that I really wanted to delve more deeply into. And of course, now my research interests are very much sort of a combination of all of them. It's I like looking at political art and political music.
And because you're combining three very different disciplines, I'm sure there were some rewarding things and some challenges that you had to face. Can you talk to us a little bit about those things?
Yeah, so as far as challenges go, it's definitely been challenging trying to balance everything and trying to make sure that everything's getting done well, particularly in when it comes to music, because music is a very time-consuming practice. But as far as being rewarding, in hindsight, when I'm looking back, I feel like I've grown so much and I've learned so much, and I'm faced with a very interesting problem right now, which some people have told me isn't a bad problem. A bad problem is figuring out what I want to do next, because I do have various different options open.
Totally, yeah. And I think the university is really trying to encourage students to pursue dual majors, because dual majors in very different disciplines, because that kind of curriculum would make the students much more versatile and hopefully more marketable. And I think you're doing exactly that, right? In what ways do you expect your sort of triangle, curriculum experience would benefit your career in the future? You have the background in music, international business, and Asian studies, so you're very versatile. And how do you think that experience would benefit your career in the future?
So I think that there are, in terms of a very direct translation of that, I think is being able to have these three different frameworks and backgrounds that I came from. It allowed me to figure out really what I want to do and where I want to go. And the ultimate goal, ideally, is to work somewhere in cultural programming and cultural writing.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. Have you thought about arts administration? They have a degree in arts administration.
I have a lot of mixed feelings about that.
Do you
yes.
really? Yeah. Okay. Now maybe that's the discussion for another time.
But so yeah.
Because that sounds like something that you would really learn in that program.
Yeah.
Right?
I also feel like, as like you mentioned earlier, like being versatile and like being able to look at the same topics through different lenses is really valuable.
Yeah, definitely.
And being able to think creatively, I think, is really marketable.
Definitely, yeah.
And additionally, like how I've explored my own, like myself, both my identity as like my own interest by taking these 3 degrees, has really, what's the word? It's really built a certain amount of confidence in how I view what I do, how I view myself. Yeah.
And if you can just kind of put together this very unique set of majors and minors, I think that says a lot about your, independence, your creativity, as a student. So I think it's all good, right?
Yeah.
Now, so tell me a little bit more about your short-term career goals. So you're going to finish your BA, right, with a minor in Asian Studies, right? And what do you expect to do with those degrees in the next, let's say, 2-3 years? Are you thinking about grad school?
Yes, I'm thinking at grad school. I'm looking at a number of different programs, all of which allow me to, where I want to study culture, particularly Asian culture, either visually or musically speaking.
Okay.
Yeah. So right now I'm just deciding if I want to look at it through the lens of like society and history, or if I want to look at it through the lens of art.
Okay. Yeah. Big decision.
Yes.
And then lastly, what would you say to students, current students or prospective students, who are interested in pursuing a similar kind of multidisciplinary study?
I think that being like both multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary gets a very negative connotation in like these days. And I don't necessarily think that being interdisciplinary or multidisciplinary is inherently a bad thing.
Right.
I think that it allows you to really specialize on what your interests are, and then figure out how you can then market those skills later. Because I think that's pretty much
I think, like you said, I think that you made an interesting point that multidisciplinary can be seen in a negative light, because I think depending on who it is, people may sort of misinterpret that, oh, well, this person couldn't really decide what they wanted to study, which is completely untrue.
Yeah.
But I think you kind of need to have some sense of not exactly justifying, but explaining what this combination of different disciplines mean and what you can achieve with this combination, this sort of concoction, then I think you really totally have the ability to do that. And I think that in your future career, having this diversity and versatility would definitely, benefit you, in looking for jobs, forging your own career. So I think it's all good things.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And so you're looking to go to grad school. What department? What program?
So as I mentioned before, I'm not fully sure what lens I want to look through. So I'm looking at both like Asian studies and American studies departments.
Okay.
And then I'm also looking at, there are a few like visual culture programs which are housed in art schools. So.
We have certificate program, Critical Visions. It's sort of a multidisciplinary, and I think there's undergrad and grad portions. Right? Okay. Yeah. Did you study? What language did you study?
I studied Japanese.
Oh, did you really?
Yes.
Okay. With who? Malkovich?
I did like 1 year with Markovich, but I've been like 3 years total here.
Oh, did you
Yeah.
really? Okay, I should be speaking Japanese with you. Okay, well, I think this has been really informative interview, and I think it sheds a lot of light on, what to expect. When if a student contemplating, double majoring hears and sees this interview, I think he or she would feel, okay, I really have a better idea of what to expect. So I really appreciate your time and sitting down with me.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah, no problem.
you.